Um. So yeah, we're back.
Calling all my footy fans from all around the globe. Straight out of NYC, this is The Line Breaker.
Yo, what's up? Line Breaker is back. Yes, this is the Line Breaker. We are back after a
Hiatus.
6-month hiatus. Yeah, 6 months. Exactly 6 months. And if you're wondering whose fault it is, it's definitely Demetri's fault.
False.
We are back though. Yes, we're back. It's definitely Demetri's fault. I hope to say that we're back for good, but we will have to see. We will have to see. How you doing, Demetri? How's life been?
It's been good. It's been good getting by, you know?
Getting busy?
Yeah, getting busy.
It's been busy. Demetri's a busy guy. It's tough to get a hold of him. He's kind of like it's kind of like the CEO of Google, you know? He's a tough guy to get a hold of. There's been a lot of footy in the 6 months since we made our last episode. A lot of footy has happened. A lot of things have changed. But the one thing that hasn't changed is my hit rate. And I don't miss. I like to think that a lot of my predictions for the season went correctly. Man United might not have finished second. But City did win and Arsenal won nothing, as I expected. Demetri, how did your pick for Arsenal to win the Premier League go?
Came down to the last game. Wasn't a terrible pick. You know? It's not like my second place team finished 8th. I just had the top two reverse, but I think the only pick that really let me down was the Newcastle pick, which I predicted them coming in 4th place.
Brighton let me down too, I believe. But look, we're not here to talk about the Premier League, right? I don't think that's why we're here right now.
Nope.
Nope. What are we talking about today?
We are giving our Euros predictions. Who we think's gonna win? Dark horses. Who do we think's gonna be the biggest letdown? We're gonna run through the groups, predicting who we think is gonna go through to the knockout stages, and just give you guys a rundown.
And look, the Euros is just around the corner. We think it's no better time to be talking about this than now. We have a lot of big tournaments coming up. We have the Euros. We have Copa America, which is also something we're going to talk about. But look, we're talking about the Euros right now. And honestly, Demetri and I would have been in Germany in a couple weeks if it wasn't for our Greeks, choking when it mattered the most. They really did let us down. Not going to lie. We would have been in that group. But you know what? I'm not going to get into group specifics because we're going to run through the groups right now. Or in a bit until, once Demetri feels like talking again. So, do you just want to go straight into going over the groups and everything?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, let's get it going. So, Group A, you take it away.
Group A consists of Germany, Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland.
Hungary.
All right, so I'll just skip you interrupting me. But this group, I think, is a clear winner. I think the team that's going to finish in first, the host nation, Germany, gonna have some, there's some tough games, no walkovers, but I think at the end of the day, they're gonna finish on top of the group. The team I have coming in second place in the group, though, which was very impressive in the Nations League. I believe they were in Nations League A. Hungary is gonna finish in second place over Switzerland in this group.
Why do you keep calling them Hungary?
I don't know. It's just the way I call them now.
It's not Hungerry. It's Hungary. Okay, whatever. Tell me, why do you think Hungary? Because of Szoboszlai?
They just looked very impressive against the teams they were playing in the Nations League.
Did they win their group?
I believe they won their group. I can get back to you on that, but they had a tough group and they were bossing that group.
You don't think much of Scotland?
I think Scotland finishes at the bottom of that group, to be honest. Although it's not going to be like a team that just gets abused. I think all the games are going to be somewhat close. You're not going to have lopsided scores in that group. I think there's there's no real bad team. It's very average and above in that group. So
Mind you, Hungary finished first in a group that had they were undefeated in their group. They had Serbia and Montenegro as like the big guns, and then Lithuania, Bulgaria. They didn't have the toughest group. They finished 4 points ahead of Serbia
in the Euro qualifying.
The Euro qualifying, yeah. So not a bad group, but I don't think you should be sleeping on the Scots. That's all I'm saying. Look, I feel like everyone always underestimates Scotland. Scotland finished, they finished second in a group with Norway, Georgia, and Cyprus. So, not the worst group. It's a pretty good group. Spain being in it. I mean, I don't think you should count out Scotland. And Switzerland, as we know, they're like your go-to. Nobody expects them to do much, but they always make it through to the knockout rounds kind of team. There's Switzerland also. Although what I will say is I don't see it happening with Switzerland finally. I mean, do you see them getting out of this group?
We could double back on it at the end, and I'll let you know if I think they'll finish in third place.
So we're just gonna do 1 through 2 right now, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then we'll see what we have coming out of in third place.
Best third place teams. We got to keep track of who we predict third. Then
who'd you predict?
I haven't predicted anyone yet.
Oh, so who do you think is gonna come out of this group?
It's gonna be Germany and Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah.
Oh boy, why do you like Scotland so much?
Because they have the Scottish Iniesta, Billy Gilmore.
Oh man,
Scottish Xavi, really, but who's counting? I think this group is going to go exactly how it looks right now on my screen, in order: Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. I think Switzerland has like their first really bad tournament because like they're usually very good.
That's very interesting.
Why? What are you saying?
I see Switzerland dropping off from, their previous years where they're competitive, making it out into like knockout stages of World Cups and Euros. But I think they're gonna drop off, but they might sneak through in that third place slot.
Look, I think you're overrating Hungary a little bit too because look, Szoboszlai didn't even have that good of a season. He didn't have that great of a season for Liverpool, and he's not even. I mean.
All right, so they're going back to their Nations League group where they played like really well. I think they finished in second place with 10 points, and the group was Italy, Hungary, Germany, England.
All right, a bunch of bummy nations.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, it's kind of true. It's low key a little true. That was a good group, I will say.
Yeah, very impressive. So.
England got relegated. Wow. That was a bad. Okay. All right. So you're saying Germany, Hungary, Switzerland, Scotland?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
You think Germany's going to be led up front by Big Kai Havertz?
I think just playing in front of the host nation, they got they got some young talent, Florian, and I think they'll be able to get through the group. No real tough challenges, but all competitive games for the most part.
All right. That sounds like that group is settled then by both of us. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Group B, we have Albania, Croatia, Italy, and Spain.
So Albania's going to finish last, right?
Yeah, Albania's finishing last.
Even with Armando Broja?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're finishing last. Italy's finishing third.
Oh, Italy finishing third. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Croatia second. Spain first.
Looking at it, I think I have to agree. I think the Spanish team is very young, but we saw in the previous Euros they got knocked out in the semifinals by Italy, the champions, the defending champions. But I think that team has grown. Some of the young players have matured, so I think they're gonna top the group. Italy, I think, is gonna underperform, and I agree with you on that. And despite Croatia aging with their icon Luka Modric, he still has it. He still has it. A lot of players returning. Perisic. Now they have Vardiol, who was solid at the end of the year for Man City. solid World Cup. I think Croatia has the pieces to remain competitive. They're really competitive in every tournament. Really a dark horse in every tournament that just goes deep.
And don't get me wrong, I think like Croatia is definitely like on the out in terms of like their generation, whatever.
Yeah.
I think Modric's got one more in him though. And bro, have you seen this Italy team? Like, have you seen the squad?
It's kind of overrated. I don't like Donnarumma. I think he's awful. So.
Oh yeah, we went over that on Twitter. But like, bro, there's really not. I don't even. I'm telling you right now, there's a few guys on the team I've never even heard of. On Italy, you still have like El Shaarawy on this team. I don't know. I mean, obviously, like Scamacca, you know, he had a very good season at Atalanta. Jorginho, I guess you could argue, had a good season with Arsenal, but you know, it's Jorginho. Barella just won Serie A with Inter. So yeah, they have good players there, but I don't know.
Yeah, but this Croatia team.
DeMarco too, left back for Inter, had a very good season. Bastoni, but
this Croatia team always clicks though during the major tournaments.
Look,
with this squad that they've been running with.
Italy's been underwhelming for a while. I know they're the defending champions, but we both know they didn't deserve to win that game. Look, I think Italy won because Italy won the Euros in 2020/21 because England was managed by Gareth Southgate. I don't think they won it because they deserve to beat England, but whatever, fair play to them. What I will say is that they're definitely not they're not going to do much in this tournament. I'm saying this confidently with my chest. No Italy, or if they'll finish third. If they go through, maybe they'll go through as like the best third place team.
I could see that.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna go Spain, Croatia. I feel like so far these groups look pretty straightforward.
I mean, we disagreed on Group A, but pretty close, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so I guess we're in agreement there as well. Spain, obviously, I think that they're starting to get in a new generation of players. Nico Williams, I hope will have a breakout tournament if he hasn't broken out already, but to a wider audience. Same thing with has Lamine Yamal made the squad?
I don't know if the official squad got rolled out, but they played a friendly, I believe yesterday, and he didn't play, but he was on the bench. Kubarsi played, Pedri, Fermin. So they have like a lot of youngsters in there. A lot of youngsters in that lineup.
Wait, did they announce the squad? I can't tell if they announced it.
I mean, I would assume Lamine's in there.
They haven't announced it yet. So, since from what is this? Oh no, it was announced. I got you right now. I got you, my brother. Where is this? I see Switzerland, Spain. Oh, it's still preliminary squad. Okay, so as of Thursday, June 6th, Spain hasn't officially announced their squad yet. But, you know, you expect Yamal to be in it, Nico Williams, Dani Olmo, Joselu, legend.
They're gonna be dominating teams with possession.
Alex Garcia, who just came off a fantastic season with Girona. Martin Zubamendi, very highly sought after center midfield. Rodri,
yeah.
How could we forget Alejandro Grimaldo?
Mm-hmm.
He obviously an invincible with almost an invincible. Well, no, an invincible in the league.
Yeah.
With Bayer Leverkusen.
Almost on the season.
Yeah. So as we said, Kubarsi. So good squad. I think that they're starting to be on the come up again. Still not convinced as to strikers, but it's okay. It's totally okay. So, all right, we agree on Spain.
Yeah.
We agree on Spain. Off to Group C, we have Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia and England. I think this is... Look, obviously the group before that we just spoke about is like kind of the group of death with Croatia, Italy, Spain. But like, I think this is an interesting group too.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle for second place.
I see two teams for sure who could be battling it out for second place, and Benjamin Šeško in Slovenia. So I guess you would still expect Slovenia, being probably the lowest ranked team in this group, to finish last.
Oh, you have them finishing last?
I'm saying one would expect them to.
Oh.
Why, you don't think so?
No. I actually think Serbia is going to finish in last. I feel like there's always somewhat of hope or somewhat of high hopes for their team just off of the on paper when they go into tournaments, and then they just underperform and struggle. And I think it's going to be the same thing here. I think we're going to see Šeško putting Slovenia on his back and battling it out with Denmark for second place.
I don't know, man. That's a lot to ask for. What is Šeško, 20? That's a lot to ask. He's a good player. I like him, but I don't know. I think that's a big ask. This is tough. I see what you're saying about Serbia.
You have Oblak between the sticks. So
the goalie and the striker.
Goalie and the striker. Keep the ball out, put the ball in.
Keep the ball out. Put the ball. Wow. Guys, soccer's a simple game. You keep the ball out, you put the ball in. That's it.
I mean, yeah, this Serbia team, though, just always been struggling.
You don't think Mitrovic is going to be rejuvenated after basically vacationing for the last year?
I don't think he's going to have it anymore.
Come on, you're telling me that the Saudi Pro League hasn't prepared him for this tournament?
Absolutely not.
Come on. Is he on the same team as Neymar? I think he is, right?
Al Hilal, I think.
That's Neymar's team, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I think he's been a goal machine there too.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, Milinkovic-Savic is there too.
Yeah, they all went there and they're all gonna struggle.
The Serbs are like, yo, let's pull up to to Saudi. Yo, good for them. All right. You know what? You've convinced me.
Convince you of what?
I'm gonna go England first. Oh, we haven't even spoken about England. I also realized we didn't really speak about Albania in the other group too.
There wasn't much to say about Albania.
That's fine.
But England, you said you didn't like the coach, and that's why they lost the last Euros.
Yeah.
But they have the same coach, and I think you have them as your favorite.
Gareth Southgate is the English Greg Berhalter, and that is an insult to Gareth Southgate because like obviously like he was like a pretty good player, at an England international, and obviously more accomplished as a coach than Greg Berhalter. Definitely way more deserving of being the England coach than Greg Berhalter is of being the U.S. men's national team coach. But that's going to be my rant for our Copa America episode. Right now, Gareth Southgate, I mean, we just spoke about the list of the people that he called up. He didn't call up Grealish. He didn't call up Maguire. He didn't call up Reece James. He didn't call up Levi Colwill. And you know what? I'm going to put my Chelsea bias to the side. Let's say, okay, Levi Colwill didn't deserve to get called up. So why does Jared Brentwaite from Everton, who was a breakout star this year for Everton, left-footed center back, why doesn't he get called up, but Lewis Dunk from Brighton, 12th place Brighton, gets called up? I'll tell you why he gets called up, because he was called up before. He's not new. Gareth Southgate trusts him. He's safe, I guess. Whatever that means, safe. Gareth Southgate is a pragmatist, and he is a wuss, is what he is. This team should have won Euro 2020, and they should have done better in the World Cup. But because of him and how his scared lineups, I think he's a terrible manager.
You know that Euro final, they scored the first goal relatively early, and then they sat back the whole game.
Exactly, and that's on the coach.
I don't even know how many. I think they might have had like 2 shots the rest of the game, which is crazy.
And then he subs in like a 18-year-old Bukayo Saka, puts all like so that he can take penalties. puts all that pressure on him. Obviously, he's gonna miss. Like that Saka then is not the Saka that we know now. Put all that pressure on his shoulders. Like he was the one who put the players on the field and put the people in their spots for the penalties. Like, it was his fault why they lost that game. It was his fault why those guys missed. I know a lot of the players, you know, for whatever reasons, people know in the media, like, them getting abused after the game. At the end of the day, that's on Greg Berhalter. That's on Gareth Southgate. He put them in that position, so it's his fault. This England team is easily, if they're not the most, I would say they're the second most talented team in this entire tournament. I don't think you could argue with me on that. They're the second most talented team in this entire tournament.
I feel like they always feel the talented team, but they always come up short. And I think it's going to be the same story in this tournament as well.
They're going to top this group no matter what.
They are talented.
They're going to top this group.
And they will top the group.
And Denmark is going to finish second.
I agree with you on that. And Slovenia third.
I'm going to go Serbia third.
Ooh.
I would love for Slovenia to finish third because I would just think that'd be cool. But I'm going to go Serbia third. And I don't think Bellingham's going to have that good of a tournament. Because Bellingham, the hype has been getting me tight lately.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think Foden is going to smoke everyone up, though. Who? This is a good question.
Foden's going to cook.
This is a good question. Forget about the defense for England. That's boring. Who plays? Let's say they play 4-2-3-1, which is what they usually play.
4-2-3-1.
Who's the 2? Who's the 3? Who's the 1? For England.
The 2?
You want the squad list?
If from what I saw with Trent being listed as a midfielder, right? Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna play next to Rice.
Okay.
As the 2.
Okay.
Kind of like what City have been doing. We're having like a defender playing in the CDM role with Stones.
Okay.
But I think that would fit Trent better because he's just his defending's not great, but on the attacking side of the field he's excellent. Mm-hmm. Might as well be a midfielder, kind of like a Kimmich style player. The 3, 4-2-3-1, obviously Kane up top.
Yeah, that's the easiest part of this whole and I guess Rice, yeah.
Does Cole Palmer play on the wing? Does he play off to the wing or is he central?
Mm-hmm. No, he could do both. He could play attacking midfield or wing.
I think he has to be on the field, and I honestly think he's more of a threat than Bellingham. Bellingham's just... This whole season, he was just in the right place at the right time for most of his goals, which isn't like a fault on the player. It's like great, but you're not going to get those types of goals every single season or every single game, tournament, so be it. So I think like Palmer's just... He's a lot scarier than Bellingham, in my opinion. So I think they might give Bellingham the free like role to just roam around in the middle.
As a number 10?
Yeah, and Palmer off to his left and Foden to the right.
So no Saka.
No Saka.
He's gonna be limping off in the 20 with 20 minutes left anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's a big call. Arsenal fans are going to come at your throat for that.
Because I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put...
I don't disagree, but...
You're going to put Saka on the right and Foden on the left when he's a lefty? I don't know. I like Foden on that side to cut in with his left. And I think he's probably the best English player over Kane and Bellingham right now, in my opinion.
Look, I agree with you. I still have a feeling that Southgate is going to start Saka. I think he's going to bench Palmer, at least in the beginning. Like, I see him doing that.
I really put together a nice squad there.
No, I agree. I like it. I like the 2. I like the 2 for sure. I mean, look, a lot of people were saying you could probably fit Saka, Palmer, and Foden all in one lineup if you, like, play Bellingham, if you, like, start him in the 2. But you know how, like, everyone does this, like, 3-2 inverted fullback thing now? Mm-hmm. Where, like, if you invert one of the fullbacks, whether it's, like, Trippier or Trent, maybe, you invert them, and then, like, Bellingham pushes up as one of the 8s. So that way, like, you can fit all of them. That'd be cool too, but I think we're giving Gareth Southgate a little bit too much credit there with tactical nuances and tactics in general. So I like your lineup. I like that lineup. I think it's a good lineup. Yeah, and they're gonna top the group. Denmark too. Denmark. This is
They're gonna rally around their boy again.
But I think this is a low key underrated team.
Yeah, very competitive.
I think Denmark is underrated. They're always underrated. I know they didn't have a great World Cup. I mean, yeah, considering, you know, did they finish last in their group?
I'm not
in the
sure.
World Cup? Maybe Tunisia did. Because it was Tunisia, Australia, France, and Denmark, right? I think it was. Well, either way, they have a good team, you know, a lot of Premier League talent in there. And I think they're going to do well. Christensen, obviously, Joaquin Anderson.
Denmark did finish in last behind Tunisia.
Ah, they did. Okay. No, they got a good team. They got a good little team. I think they're going to finish second. I think they're going to be led, you know, by the usual suspects. You know, they got good midfielders like Humland, who was good at Sporting. Obviously, they have like Christian Norgard from Brentford. They have a lot of guys from Brentford. But, you know, then they got like... They got the usual suspects. You know, you have Rasmus Højlund, Yusuf Poulsen. You think Højlund has a good tournament?
This could be his tournament to take over and really establish himself.
I know Højlund didn't exactly take off the way that maybe I predicted this season, but I think he looked good in patches. Unfortunately, this United team was terrible. And by the way, I told you that this United team stunk. And they're lucky they finished 8th, honestly, because... Understat.com had them finishing like 10th or 11th, but like on the expected points, but whatever. So he was on a really bad team, and he still got like 8 goals, I think, something like that in the league, and then more in all competitions. So, you know, I think Denmark could finish second, maybe a little Højlund rally, Christian Eriksen last hurrah, and yeah, I say last hurrah like international soccer wise. I don't mean anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have England not only topping the group, winning the tournament, as we know.
I do. They're winning the tournament.
favorites.
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's not coming to Rome this time. All right. So we agree on everything except 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we switched 3rd and 4th.
Yes.
We took a long time on that group. Group D.
Let me hear your Group D predictions.
Group
Austria,
D.
France, Netherlands, Poland.
This is a rematch, actually, of the Netherlands and France's qualifying group, because they're in a group with Greece. We'll get on more of that later. Netherlands, France, Poland, Austria. I think this is pretty straightforward.
What's so straightforward about it? What do you like?
I think it's going to be France.
Of course.
Netherlands.
Sure.
Austria.
I agree.
Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Austria was undefeated in their qualifying.
Austria has a very good squad.
Austria.
Sabitzer and Leimer in the midfield. Leimer was incredible in the Champions League with Bayern. He was actually incredible. They have Arnautovic up front. I think this team can be dangerous. Going into the tournament.
Oh, I lied. Austria were not undefeated. They had 1 loss. They finished 1 point behind. They had 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They finished behind Belgium. By the way, I just realized Denmark and Slovenia were in the same qualifying group. Denmark finished first. Slovenia finished second. They were level on points. Wait, what? Slovenia had a better goal differential. How does this make sense? I don't know what the... I don't know what it... Oh, head-to-head. Oh, it's head-to-head. I guess Denmark won on the head-to-head. Okay. Well, you might be right about Slovenia. They had a great qualifying. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, look, Austria. I think Austria's going to do well. Poland... I don't know, man. Poland looked really rough in the World Cup.
They struggled.
Poland only got through, obviously, through Nations League, right? Playoffs, yeah. Nations League playoffs. That's how Poland got through. So, you know, they finished 3rd. Listen to this. Poland finished 3rd in a group that had Albania finishing 1st, Czech Republic, and then they finished 3rd. 4th was Moldova, 5th was Faroe Islands. This doesn't look good for Poland.
Yeah, they're gonna finish in last place comfortably.
Aging Lewandowski. Overall, I'm not liking the look of Poland, but I feel like Austria's on the come up.
Yeah, that Austria team's gonna be dangerous if they can sneak out of the top 3rd place teams.
And we haven't even gotten into the big boys yet, obviously, But like, look, with Austria, they have good players in their own right. Like they have a good squad. Konrad Laimer from Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
You know, they
solid.
have Sabitzer from Dortmund. So, you know, they have Arnautovic, who's, you know, no pushover. So, you know, they have some okay players. And most importantly, you know, it's a squad, right? It's a team. So, look, as long as they're playing well together, and they have been in qualifying, no matter what, whether Austria has big names or not compared to Poland, maybe, Austria's on the come up. I would say they're in a positive trajectory, whereas Poland, I feel like, is on a negative. Because this Poland team, you know, was qualifying for tournaments fairly comfortably before this, and again they looked really, really bad in the World Cup. So yeah. So okay, I guess we just did third and fourth. We spent a lot of time on third and fourth for no reason, or for a reason, I don't know. Netherlands and France. Look, France has the most talented team in the entire tournament.
France is going to win the tournament.
I know you think that. I don't think they're going to win the tournament, but they have the most talented team in the tournament. It's actually disgusting. I think France's second team could win this tournament.
They have so many pieces that I think
their third team could win this tournament.
I think Deschamps could just switch up lineups if he wants, because he has so many players that can play in different spots. Like, I think the center backs he's called up are Saliba, Konate, Upamecano,
Our
Koundé.
boy.
Yeah, Upamecano. But yeah, he could play Koundé out on the right if he wanted to. He still has Ferland Mendy, Champions League winner with Madrid. He could even drop Camavinga down to left back, which he's played at Madrid a few times.
He's got Chouameni.
He's got Chouameni, Rabiot with the experience. Conte's back on the team.
Which is big. Oh, I'm so happy to see Conte back on the pitch.
And then, you know, I always love teams with two pacey wingers that can create chances, score goals, and with Dembele and Mbappe on either side on the wings, doesn't really matter who you have as a striker. The chances are going to come.
I also think it's very understated how big I think a Conte is going to be for this team. If he plays, look, for the Euros, and I'm sorry, not for the Euros, for the World Cup, he was basically hurt, and you know, obviously there's a lot of issues going on, whatever, with him and his health. I think this is one of the people who actually benefited from going to Saudi. He hasn't been hurt all year. That was a big thing, keeping him, you know, off the pitch with Chelsea. So I think a little rejuvenated Conte could be great for this team. You know, a guy who's already won it. Obviously, you got Mbappe in there. He wants to win another one. You know, he's got to find an excuse to oh no, not another one, because they haven't won the Euros yet, but or he hasn't. But he wants to win another tournament. He probably wants to have this trophy. He probably wants to use this for his Ballon d'Or push next season with Madrid, right?
Yeah, I could see it. Mbappe could just win a game on his own.
And the Netherlands.
And we didn't even mention Giroud or Griezmann.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Netherlands, I don't know. I mean, look, they looked okay in qualifying, I guess. They don't look that great. They barely beat Greece.
Yeah, they don't look to be too threatening. They'll get to the knockout stages, but I don't think they're going to be making any deep runs or surprising runs. But they just have a well-rounded team, but nothing like over the top. But I think they'll muscle out of this group, finish in second, and they'll take it from there. But nothing to like expect in the later rounds.
Your boy Frankie pulling the strings in the midfield with Koop Miners, who just won with Atalanta. Koop Miners, one of the stars of that Atalanta team.
Xavi Simons too.
Oh, how could I forget about Xavi Simons? That's a good team. It is a good team.
It's a good team, but
it's not as good as France.
They struggle, yeah.
It's not as good as France. Yeah, so that group was pretty easy. That was the first group we actually agreed on. That was the first one. Oh, this next one's gonna be fun for me.
We agreed on the Group B too, the Albania group.
Oh yeah, we did. Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
All right, Group E. How about you take it away?
Group E, consisting of Belgium, Romania, Slovakia, and Ukraine.
I'm gonna have a hot take.
You still think Belgium's in their golden generation?
Nah,
or is that dead?
It's a dead ting.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's a dead ting, innit?
It's long gone.
I have a hot take for this group.
Wonder what that hot take's gonna be, but my prediction for the group: A little surprising.
I have a feeling we're going to agree now.
I think Ukraine tops the group,
Mm-hmm.
and Belgium finishes in second.
Mm-hmm.
Third place is a scrap, though. I mean, if I had to say, I would say, third place is tough for me. Who do you have finishing in third?
I'm not going to lie.
I'm kind of leaning towards Slovakia, but that between Slovakia and Romania, I think is a complete.
Romania
toss-up.
topped their group with Switzerland in it. Slovakia finished second in the Portugal group, but that group was a joke, though. That had Luxembourg, Iceland, Bosnia. This you know what? I'm gonna go with Romania.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Romania. That's what I'm gonna do. But I do agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think Ukraine is topping this group. Mihailo Mudryk, baby. I know he gets so much hate from salty Arsenal fans on Twitter. Everyone tries to meme him out. He's a baller. He's a proper baller. Like, he has things that you can't teach. I'm going to die on that hill. I will die on that hill until the moment he gets sold for a loss. I will die on that hill. He's a good player. He always plays well in games for them. He always has a moment of magic. He's got X Factor. That kid has X Factor.
they got Zinchenko too.
Sudakov has been a great player for Shakhtar Donetsk, and he's due a big move this summer, probably in the region of 40 to 50 million euros. You know, so probably, you know, like 35 to 40 million pounds. Sudakov. He's an attacking midfielder, tall attacking midfielder. He's also boys with Mudryk.
I mean, up front they look threatening. They got options. Yarmolenko, Yaremchuk, and your boy Artem
Dovbyk. Oh my God, I knew there was like somebody else, but I totally forgot about him. Artem Dovbyk.
He had a great season at Girona.
Meteoric rise. Actually, so funny. Artem, I always tell this story, but I've never actually told it on the pod. Or maybe I have told it on the pod, but one of the first pods we ever did, it might have even been the first one. Demetri and I, you know, we're just kind of like hanging out where we were filming, and we were just watching YouTube highlights of the Europa League qualifying. And one of my favorite Greek team, Panathinaikos, they were playing a team called Dnipro 1, and they wound up winning the tie. But there was a guy who scored a couple goals in the second leg who I was like, yo, like, this guy's pretty good. And it turned out to be Artem Dovbyk, who would have thought. These qualifiers were in July, I believe. Because it was our first episodes. He turns out, I guess, obviously, City Football Group thought he was good enough to buy him and assign him to Girona. And the rest is history. You know, Artem Dovbyk had a phenomenal season with Girona. He's tall. He's got decent pace on him. You know, he's not the slowest. And he scores goals. He had 24 goals and 8 assists in La Liga this year.
Great season.
Baller. 6'2", big boy. He could score, he can assist. He's got it all. He likes to take his penalties too. So, look, they got him. They got a great playmaker in Mihailo Mudryk, who I know, again, a lot of people meme him out, whatever, but he's a great playmaker. See, everyone thinks he's just a speedy winger. He's probably, and I'm going to get so much hate for this, but you need to take the comparison with what I'm saying. He's closer to a Kevin De Bruyne or a Xavi Simons than he is to a Vinicius. He's not like a 1v1 winger who's there to only score goals. He has a great eye for a pass. That's the kind of guy who you want in your midfield, you know, pulling the strings and stuff. If he has the freedom to do that, he's going to do well. Obviously, they have Alexander Zinchenko, good midfielder for Arsenal. Whether or not I think he's kind of annoying is another thing, but, you know, I think all Arsenal players are annoying anyway. But Mikolenko from Everton, great left back. So, you know, all around, I think this is a good team.
It's a good squad all around, yeah.
Good team. So, yeah, I think they're finishing first. I definitely think that they're finishing first. And yeah, then I'm going to go Belgium second. Look, Belgium, they're not terrible. I think that they're kind of starting to go into like this in-between period of like they're starting to emerge like talent again. But I still don't think that they're there yet. I mean, yeah, look, they got the obvious guys are Jeremy Doku, right? You know,
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. they still have an old back line. Okay, Wout Faes from Leicester, who I don't think is that good. Like, I'm looking at this squad list. You still have Jan Vertonghen in it. You still have Timothy Castagne from Everton. Thomas Munier is on Trabzonspor now. Axel Witsel is on Atletico Madrid. Like, these guys have been around for forever. Amadou Onana, I think, is a good player. So, yeah. Yuri Tillemans from Aston Villa, he's okay. Arthur Vermeeren from Atletico Madrid, he was supposed to be good. I think he had an okay year. Johan Bakayoko, very highly rated. He was linked with some big moves in the summer. Lois Openda from RB Leipzig, good player. Leandro Trossard, Lukaku. So, good players here, but I think they're finishing second. And with that, they're going to finish first in this.
No, they're finishing second.
I really want to see Ukraine finish first in this group. My only ties to Ukraine is just I love Mudryk, and that's it. All right, so we agree on this group too.
Except the third place.
Oh, you think it's going to be Slovakia?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, I think it's going to be Romania.
Okay.
All right.
Agree to disagree.
Group F. Oh, this group, the last group, what could have been? This group is a lot of what ifs. Do you want to read it out for me?
Group F is Czechia, Georgia, Portugal, and Turkey. Turkey.
It's Turkey. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, Georgia is in this group because they won their Nations League C-Path. They beat Greece in the final. Greece totally choked. They were favored and they still choked. Honestly, if in another universe, in an alternate universe, Juicy and I are going to Germany in a few weeks. But no, we had friends who got tickets who they had to give them away, or they won, like, it's like a lottery basically, where you kind of apply to get tickets and like you'll be picked randomly, or if it's not random, I don't know, maybe there's politics in it, but you'll be chosen, like, oh, you can get this ticket for this game, whatever. And one of our friends actually won. He won 4 tickets, but obviously he had to sell them because our friend is Greek like us, and he was going to go for that, unfortunately. So Greece would have been in this group, but they are not. Congratulations to Georgia, their first Euro appearance ever, I believe.
It might be their first international tournament.
Major international tournament appearance ever. Congratulations to, some of their players. Obviously, you have Kvaratskhelia and Mamardashvili, their goalie, who's also linked to a big move this summer. He should be leaving Valencia. Same thing with Kvaratskhelia. He should be probably going to go to PSG, it looks like. Very, very likely. Not many teams can afford what Napoli want for him. So yeah, look, great story. I don't expect them to do much in this tournament because they're really not a great side. Very underwhelming. But again, very happy for their fans. They deserve it, It'll be nice for their fans. I don't think that they're going to do much in this group. But yeah, this is another interesting group. It's not the easiest group. I mean, Czechia did very well in their qualifying. I believe they topped their group, Czechia. Nope, I lied. They didn't top their group. They finished second in that group with Albania. So they finished second to Albania. Okay, so maybe Czechia doesn't look that good. If Greece was in this group, I feel like I would have had Greece second. Or third.
Well, I could see that. But they're not in it, so.
They're not in it, yeah. So I got to stop talking about that. So I think this group is actually pretty straightforward.
Really?
Yeah.
Aside from Portugal finishing first and Georgia finishing last, I think the only somewhat question mark in the group is second and third, but
I think Turkey walks second.
I think Turkey squeezes through in second place.
I mean, look, obviously there's a lot of emerging talent coming out of Turkey. They're definitely on the come up, but they're also serial underachievers in tournaments as well. I mean, it must be said. Remember the dark horse shouts for the Euros? I mean, a lot of people remember that dark horse shouts for the Euros, and they finished last. They didn't win a single game, right?
I believe so. I think they just they lost every game and it was getting ugly.
Yeah, but look, they have talent. They have talent.
Arda Güler.
Enes Ünal from Bournemouth has had an okay season. They got Cenk Tosun from Besiktas, who had a lot of Premier League experience. Yusuf Yazici from Lille, I believe, also had a good season.
They have a good midfield.
Yeah. We said Güler. Orkun Kokcu, who is very highly rated. He's probably going to move from Benfica. He's been linked heavily with Liverpool because Arne Slot was his manager at Feyenoord, where he made a name for himself. They were basically saying that he was like the replacement for Enzo Fernandez, and it seems like it hasn't really gone that way for him at Benfica, but he has a lot of talent. Çalhanoğlu, as we said, they have players in the back, like known players. Ozan Kabak, who is known for his really bad stint with Liverpool. And they have Manchester United goalkeeper Altay Bayındır. So yeah, I mean, look, they and Çakır from Trabzonspor I think is also pretty highly rated. Either way, they have a decent team.
Italian coach.
They have an Italian coach?
Yeah, Vincenzo Montella, I believe.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that guy. So yeah, good team. I think they'll finish second. I don't see. Look, the Czech Republic, they have some decent players. They have Patrick Schick from Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously he's well known. Adam Holozic from Sparta Prague. So it's guys like that. Thomas Souček from West Ham. So they have known players. Antonin Barak from Fiorentina, who was just in the Conference League final. But I don't know. Oh, Matej Kovar. How could I forget about him from Leverkusen, the second choice keeper. I see Turkey. Look, this is a home game for Turkey.
Yeah, there's a lot of Turkish fans in Germany.
For those of you who don't know, there's a lot of Turkish immigrants in Germany. A lot. So they'll definitely be well represented in Germany for the tournament. So I can really see the home crowd getting behind them and kind of like springing them, to pushing them over the line a little bit. So I see it being Portugal first. We haven't even touched on Portugal. Leao.
You're starting Ronaldo?
No.
Oh.
Okay. João Felix, Bernardo Silva, Pedro Neto, Ronaldo, yeah. Diego Jota. We got João Palhinha. We got João Neves from Benfica, another guy who's probably going to get a huge move this summer. Ruben Neves from Al Hilal. Got Bruno Fernandes. How could I forget? Fernandes. Vitinha from PSG. Look, I don't have to name these names. This is it's a good squad, and I don't see a lot of holes in this Portugal team. I really don't. I mean, maybe you could argue they don't have a 9. That's it.
Yeah.
They have everything else. I mean,
good enough to finish first in that group for sure.
Oh, easily. Look, Diego Dallo was probably, if not the best right back in the Premier League last year. He was in the top 3. So you have that. You got Nuno Mendes on the left. They have great center backs. You got Pepe, you got Ruben Dias. So overall, good team. Oh, how could I forget Gonzalo Ignacio from Sporting, who's also going to get a big move this summer. So a lot of talent there. Jose Sa, Diogo Costa from Porto, another guy who might get a big move. So it's a good squad. That's I think it's a shoe-in first place for that group. So I think that wraps up the groups for us. No?
Yeah. You want to give us your 4 third-place finishers?
4 third-place finishers. So that's the best third-place finishers. So how about this? Let me go through who I said would finish third in each group. So I said Hungary.
Yes.
Italy,
yes.
Serbia.
Yes.
Austria.
Yes.
Romania. and Czechia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think this is actually pretty easy. I think the last two third place teams aren't that good. So I'm gonna go Austria.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Austria, Serbia, Italy, and Hungary.
Okay, it's a little interesting. Who did I pick for third place? In Group A, I think I had Switzerland. Switzerland in third place. Italy, Slovenia, Austria. Austria, Slovakia, and Czechia. Yes. All right, so I'm just going to quickly try and see what I could run down as quickly as possible and give my reasoning for. So I think Switzerland goes through. That's one. I think Italy goes through. That's two. Slovenia. Austria. The problem is with Austria, I don't know. They're going to have to win that game against Poland. I don't know if they're going to be able to take points off of France and Netherlands, which might kill them.
I thought about that too.
So any drop points there would kill their chances. But so I'm going to go. That's going to be unfortunate for them. Czechia goes through. And I think Slovakia misses. I'm gonna say, Slovenia might draw Serbia. I'll stick with Austria going through. Austria, Italy, Switzerland, Czechia.
You know, I'm looking back on it, and I think the Czechia or the Romania, one of those, I think they could sneak through too, just because of like the not quality for their like the last place team. Because basically, if you win, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, Portugal, when they won the Euros, they had 3 points off 3 ties. So they had a 0 goal difference, and they went through. You know, and I feel like those teams won't get crushed by the top teams in the group. So their goal difference won't be terrible going into like playing the expected last place team, the weakest team in the group. You would think they would have a reasonable goal difference, whereas Austria, even if they did get the win against Poland, they might have some tilted score lines from France and the Netherlands. The French team could easily put up 4 goals on that team, and then the goal difference just is lopsided.
Yeah, so for sure, I'm definitely in agreement there. So yeah, so we have our first place, second place, third place.
Who's your dark horse for the tournament? Somebody you wouldn't expect. Who do you think could win it?
A team that could win it.
But isn't like a top 5 favorite.
That's a tough one.
Somebody from the outside looking in.
Would you count Netherlands as that? No, right?
I mean, I would count it. I don't see them being as a top dog fighting for a top spot. I think they have a good team, but personally, I don't think they have anything to get them over the line.
How about this? There's 6 groups. You would say that there's probably 3 favorites. Can we look at who the favorites are?
I think the top 4 favorites in order are England, France, Germany, Spain, and I think 5th is Portugal.
Okay. So could you argue that Portugal is a dark horse just in terms of being outside of the top 4?
That's not that really much of a dark horse, but that's a tan horse.
Okay, so would the Netherlands be a tanner horse?
Yeah, it's a darker horse.
A darker horse. Not quite dark. Darker than tan.
Yes.
I I can't see anybody outside of that 6 winning this tournament.
Really?
Yeah, no way.
So your quote unquote dark horse is the Netherlands.
Yeah, but I don't actually think they're gonna win.
Want to hear a dark horse prediction here? Really hot seat prediction.
Oh no. Okay, let's hear it.
Really hot seat. You ready for this?
You're gonna tell me Ukraine?
Yeah.
No.
Ukraine is my dark horse.
That's not a bad shout.
They got the attacking options. A lot of their players play at big clubs, and just solid all around. And I think they're gonna have a coming together.
Also, they were robbed.
Tournament.
They were robbed, by the way, in qualifying. They should have qualified directly. They had to go through the Nations League, but they were robbed. Remember, they tied Italy, or they lost to Italy, and all they needed, whatever it was, if they should have had a penalty at the end. Mudryk got fouled, and they didn't call it. But if they would have scored the penalty, then they would have went through. And it was like a very obvious penalty. So they're robbed, and Italy got lucky. So that's not a bad shout.
It's my dark horse. Yep.
I like that. I like that. You know, the Ukrainian football prop is definitely, it's definitely my cup of tea. That's good. Here's my question. I have two. One's boring and one's better.
Okay.
Top scorer.
That's a good one. Top scorer. Do you want me to give you a boring answer or something a little exciting?
Give me your head and your heart.
Okay. My head is telling me it's going to come down between two players. And that's going to be Harry Kane and Mbappe.
Okay.
My heart. Looking through the squads, I don't really know. I'm struggling here. I mean, outside of those two, I think it's tough for any team to really have a goal scorer really match
those numbers. I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. I mean, look, if Ukraine wins it, you would hope that Artem Dovbyk he bags a couple, right?
I could see him. I could see him netting a few.
He could be their Charistas.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that was the striker for Greece in Euro 2004 when they won it. That's a good one. That's a good one in terms of Harry Kane and Mbappe are good shots. What about Phil Foden? He won the Golden Boot, or no, he didn't win the Golden Boot, but scored a lot of goals in the Premier League.
Phil Foden's a good shout too, but
don't tell me Bellingham.
No. I like to lean towards the guy who can also take the penalty, like who takes the penalties.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's like a little cheat to add. And although I think Mbappe is now the PK taker for France.
Definitely. I mean, he scored two of them in the final and the World Cup.
Yeah, and the one in the shootout. And I mean, he just bags them regardless of the penalties, but if you throw that in, I mean, he's looking at a hefty amount too. I think it's going to come down between those two, honestly.
I think I'm going to go Kane. Kane, yeah. I'm going to go Kane.
What's your other question?
My other question is more fun. Breakout player from this tournament, who this tournament puts him on another spot, into the spotlight, onto a pedestal that he wasn't on before. Maybe even earns him a big move post tournament.
Big move post tournament.
So he's got to be a little lesser known.
So you wouldn't count Artem? A bigger move away from Girona?
I could count him.
I mean, I could see him bagging a few. Could see him being up there and really exploding on the scene. Because I mean, there's already huge potential for who was it? Big Ben from Slovenia. That's already getting a ton of hype from the English teams.
Yeah, Šeško's a good shout, actually. Šeško is a good shout.
Yeah, I feel like he's just already on the radar, though. It just if he has a good tournament, how much does his transfer value go up? That's what it comes down to. But if Artem has a big tournament, he might be looking at a big club knocking on Girona's door.
That is a good shout. I like that one. I like that one. I'm trying to think of one for myself. It's tough based on the players that I expect to be coming out of these groups. Huh. This is hard. My head tells me Johan Bakayoko from Belgium. He's a PSV winger. He was linked with big moves throughout last summer. Let me give you a little profile on this guy. He had a great season with PSV. He was on the verge of going somewhere to the Premier League last season. I forget where, but he had 12 goals in the Eredivisie. He's 21 years old, 5'10" winger. Wait, let me see if I could find the transfer news. He's been linked with everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bakayoko on Belgium. He's gonna have a good tournament, and then he's gonna get a big move. That's what I'm going for.
Like it. It's a little it's outside the box.
Outside the box, yeah. That's what I'm going for.
I like that.
All right, so do we have anything else? Oh yeah, England is winning it. Yeah, it's coming home.
No, it's not.
It's coming home.
No, it was never home.
It's coming home.
Nope.
Come on now. Come on. France again? Well, I guess not again. They haven't won it since 2000. 2000? They won in 2000, right? Yeah. I think they did.
I think they got a stacked team and very deep too, so...
What, you think Mbappe is going to lead them to glory again? Now these guys big move to Real Madrid?
When hasn't he led them?
Bro, he just scores pens. Pen Mbappe.
No.
Pen Mbappe.
No, Mbappe's the truth.
If they win, it's going to be because Conte put him on his back.
Greatest footballer in the world right now.
Mbappe?
Yes.
That's cap.
Who's better?
Cole Palmer. Who's better than him? Bro, Mbappe. Come on now, bro. Did Mbappe even do anything in Ligue 1? Not that anybody would know what he did in Ligue 1 this season.
Aside from winning the league, there's nothing much to do with that PSG team. But now that he's got his move, and he's proven over a few tournaments now that he shows up on the international stage. Champions League goal scorer. He's there. In every discussion, every team he plays for, he's just there. Shows up.
I don't know. You could say he's probably the most popular player in the world right now.
I think the best too.
The best. Yeah, I guess so. Did Haaland win the Golden Boot? He did, right?
I believe so.
I know he's not in this tournament. I was just thinking. It's him and Haaland, I guess. I guess Bellingham third, even though I hate that. I see why you're saying France. I don't think you don't have to be a genius to see why you're saying France. I'm sticking with England. Cole Palmer gonna score the penalty in the final to win them the game because he's a pen merchant. He only takes pens. I think that's it though.
Yeah, I think we covered it all.
This is a long episode. I think we're over. I think we're well over an hour now. So yeah, this was our Euro 2024 overview. I guess you could call it reaction to the set groups now and a little preview predictions. But we're gonna be doing more of this, especially as the tournament goes on. I would like to do recaps of the tournament, at least, if not every day. We can't do that, but like recaps maybe of every
round.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking. Because Demetri will have a lot more free time, so hopefully we can get that going. But other than that, look, we're just happy to be back. We're hoping to bring you more content. We're definitely going to be way more active on the socials. Demetri's been on a tear lately. He's been doing his thing on the socials. He's been going on a tear. So we're hoping to just bring overall more content to you guys over the course of the summer, and we're hoping that this revival of the Line Breaker could be not a false start, but a new beginning. And on that note, this was the line breaker, revived, better than ever. All right, I'm Pano,
I'm Demetri, aka Juicy.
and we're out of here.